Intel finally launches 14 nanometers. Nvidia admits that it messed up, and Rockstar is finally fixing what was broke with GTA Online. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your host, Brett. We're going to be going over the latest hot news that I could find on the internet regarding all of the favorite tech news you got. So let's get into it. After you hit that like button, just go down there and tap it. It means a lot to the robots who control this platform that I am trapped in, and we are just trapped in the never-ending cycle of 14 nanometers. The 11th gen chips have launched. Intel confirming all of the details that you wanted to know about Rocket Comet Lake. What are we on? It doesn't matter, at least to me. Rocket Lake S on the Cypress Cove architecture is now out, but again on 14 nanometers. However, Intel saying this is different because it's 19% faster gen over gen IPC improvement, up to 50% faster on the integrated graphics, which might give AMD a run for their money on their Ryzen APUs. And you can see here the breakdown of all the different chips of the i7 up to the i9, with the key thing to note that i7 and i9 have the same core counts. This is absurd. Let's just consider the fact that they didn't introduce i9 to consumer desktop until the 9th gen with the 9900K, and the reason they differentiated was because they were going from 6 cores to 8. When they brought it out for the 10th gen, you went from 8 cores to 10, but now with the 11th gen, you get 8 cores whether you get i7 or i9, and it's all the freaking same as far as the cores, and it's just whether or not it's up to 5.3 gigahertz on boost clocks. I guess the i7 doesn't have thermal velocity boost, it just has turbo boost, which is a really crappy way of differentiating things in my opinion. But you could also see here in this slide the pricing, which Intel, do you know you're losing? Do you know that people prefer AMD? I don't know if you maybe saw an uptick in sales recently, but I'll just let you in on the reason. It's because AMD sold out everywhere. Nobody can buy it, so they're only stuck with you. $540 RCP pricing, which, by the way, is the recommended channel pricing for a tray of 1,000 chips. So $539 RCP doesn't even mean that's retail. It's likely going to be higher by the time you're purchasing it, which is just absurd for an 8-core chip in 2021 that, according to all of the benchmarks we're seeing, basically ties AMD at this point. And you want to get... the better value is obviously going to be the i7 11700K coming in at $399, but let's just look at what Intel currently has on the market. The 10900K gives you 2 more cores for $460, or if you want to go for $550 to match the 11900K, you get 12 cores. You get 50% more cores by going AMD. And considering the fact that the benchmarks seem to tie AMD and Intel, you're just getting better multi-threaded workload performance. This is better for productivity for the exact same or slightly cheaper pricing. It feels like the new CEO had to be like, okay, what do we have in the pipeline? Okay, just push it out. Ignore the fact that it sucks. Just get it straight out nobody, just launch it. Okay, we gotta get all of the crap that the previous CEOs did out the crap pipeline, and let's now start to figure out what we can do. I don't know. What do you think of the official 11th gen launch? Let me know down below in the comments. My friends, today's video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and just get lost in creativity. Whether that's in productivity, creative writing, animation, fine art, marketing, entrepreneurship, and many, many more. My personal favorite course that I've been taking lately is Productivity for Creators. Build a system that brings out your best is something that I am constantly struggling with and trying to maintain, especially as things have changed here with hot news and UFD tech. Having a system that works is actually of remarkable importance to me. And it's great because Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning that there's no ads and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you, and it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. And the first 1,000 of my subscribers that click the link in the video description will get a free trial of the premium membership so you can explore wherever your creativity might take you or find ways to structure creativity like I need to, thanks to the class by Thomas Frank. And with that being said, let's get back into the hot news. And now let's just give an update to what we talked about in our episode of hot news yesterday, which was Nvidia rolled out an update to their drivers that allowed the RTX 3060 to mine when it otherwise is not supposed to be, and they confirmed that they accidentally did the Oopsie. A developer driver inadvertently included code used for internal development, which removes the hash rate limiter on RTX 3060 in some configurations, and the driver has been removed. So they didn't mean to do it, but they did do it. And then now they undid it. But if you can get the 470.05 beta driver that was released, you might be able to mine on your RTX 3060, which yes, the 470.05 did allow it to only mine in certain configurations, like when you had a display plugged in, which makes sense, but that's the person who's gonna be using it. It's that standalone consumer. Like you just allow it for those people, the people who bought a card and just wanna use nice hash to mine. Just allow that to happen. Stop being on the wrong side of the mining curve, Nvidia. And let's get on the right side of the rumor curve, because now there's some information about the RTX 3050, which might be coming out in laptops featuring Tiger Lake processors. This is being spotted with a Tiger Lake H 2048 CUDA cores RTX 3050. We don't know anything really about performance with regards to that. There's also been some information posted online about a potential RTX 3050 Ti. We still need some time before Nvidia is confirming this directly, but you also need some time to talk about the GameStop Bitcoin update. And we have GameStop not having a particularly good day. It opened down quite a bit. It continued to tank under $200. It picked up towards the end of the day, closing at 207. As you can see right there, currently in 202 aftermarket, but it's just kind of holding steady, going down 6%. It was at 40 bucks a few weeks ago. So it's 200 bucks now. If you bought in then, it's good cash. Let's talk about the Bitcoin update for a second. It's at like 55,000-ish. It's kind of keeping steady at that 55. Hit 60 previously, but now it's not much going on in the GameStop Bitcoin update, so I'm just gonna stop. And Stadia stopped producing its own games, and the person who was leading the Stadia studio, Jade Raymond, has now announced that she's gonna be working with a Sony game studio after leaving that on an unannounced IP, and we'll just have to wait to see what she comes out with. But considering her previous work, not at Stadia, it should be good. Considering her work at Stadia, expect no updates ever again. And Rockstar is finally updating its online loading thanks to a thing that we talked about in a previous episode of Hot News, that a developer was able to find a way to just cut down on the timing for doing it from 6 minutes down to 1 minute and 50 seconds to actually load into a game. And Rockstar is going to be implementing it and rewarding the person for the bug bounty of the maximum reward of $10,000, which, considering the millions that Rockstar is making every single day on GTA Online, is a little sad considering all the time that it's going to be saving everybody. But you can save your fans because this is the cool update. This is how we're going to cool down the hot news, because it's too hot to handle. Noctua presenting its Redux line CPU cooler and fan kit, which has beautiful fans, better than the brown, this monochromatic setup gray that I love. The NH-U12S Redux has one less heat pipe than the regular UH-12S, but you can also see here that it has an updated color design. And EK is updating its backplates to feature active cooling. Yes, my friends, in case you wanted to cool down the back of your 3080 or 3090 reference card, you can now do that. The active vector backplate is going to make sure that all the PCB hotspots are cooled. You check that. You can see the liquid on the top and the bottom of the card. EK making it so that dual-sided liquid cooling is now a thing, my friends, and that's going to be the end of the cool part of Hot News. But again, just as a reminder, don't ingest cold news. It's bad for your ecosystem. So you can check out the previous episodes of Hot News that were released yesterday right up here, right down here, first episode or second episode, and I will be your episode host, Brett, leaving you. Hit the like button, get subscribed. See you in the second episode of Hot News later today. Bye!